Okay, here's a question for the stream. If you could go back in time right now and tell past you some advice for when they're starting fighting games, what would you ask them? Well, I said that wrong. If you can go back to your past self and tell them, tell them. If you can go back to your past self and tell them advice for fighting games, what would you tell them? Sorry, not what you ask them. What would you tell them? I'm an idiot. Don't play fighting games, bro. That's OD. Yeah, what would you tell them? Don't be afraid of losing. Play way more. Mash more on wake up. Stop trying to learn the combos instead of the fundamentals. Don't get so angry. Play elf out. Don't touch rank till you know your stuff. Play more fighting games instead of watching on Twitch. Use the scientific method, you idiot. Lose the ego? Trust the process. Stop playing Naruto Storm 4 and pick up MKX. Stop autopiloting and use training with goals in mind. Stop switching teams. Stop playing GG Exert immediately. That's the worst beginner game. Marvel Infinite was a mistake. Quit thinking about the game and play. Play Marvel 3 because Marvel 4 won't exist. Watch LK. Let's go. Don't play the characters you think are cool. Interesting. So, I actually wrote down 5 things I would tell my past self, by the way. I wrote down 5 pieces of advice. You guys kind of hit it. I wouldn't actually say straight up pick a top tier. I would say pick a character to suit your goals to my past self. Which is basically, for me, pick a top tier because my goal was to try to be the best player, right? But this is assuming that I'm going back to like I've never been to any tournament, me, right? Like I'm talking about like LK Roy, like bro, like you can't think you're gonna be the best player playing Roy. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to pick a top tier. My character choices, I think, line up with my goals most of the time. I think there's only 2 times I can think of in my whole fighting career where I'm not playing characters that are like good enough, and that's Rev 2.0 Milia and like almost all of Season 1 Dragon Ball. Cause I was playing like Ginyu and shit, right? So like I played some pretty whack shit in Dragon Ball, thinking that it might be really good. At least I thought it had potential, as opposed to like Roy. I knew that nigga sucked, and I still played him. I knew he was not good, but I just thought I was smarter than everyone else, which is not true. The Majin Buu arc was not an arc, bro. That was filler. The Ginyu was an arc for real. Ginyu was an arc for real. For real. I played Ginyu for a really long time, dude. I played Ginyu for months. Like I played Ginyu for almost 8 or 9 months. It was a really long time. I played Ginyu for about as long as I played Android 16. That's your own fault. I know. As soon as the World Tour Season 1 finals ended, I dropped him. I had like, okay, here's a really good example. In BlazBlue, it's an old BlazBlue meme, but I got memed from switching from one top tier to another. I had a really bad experience with Lychee when BBCP came out. She was just too different, you know? She was just too different. So I switched to Valkanite. Like, I was legit, just like Dragon Ball. Like, I was just on BlazBlue ranked one night. I'm playing ranked, and just like, something snapped while I was playing. I was like, I can't play this bitch anymore. Like, I just can't do this anymore. And, unlike... I might have to add an addendum to this list, a 1A, or like a secret 6th option. So number 2 would be, when you're mad, don't fucking use Twitter. Actually, let's just sneak that in there, because I got really tight that night. I remember I just snapped, bro. I was playing online. I don't remember what caused me to snap, but I was just playing randoms on ranked in BlazBlue, and I just got on my phone. I was like, this bitch Lychee is trash. I'm done, bro. And people were like, what's wrong with you? She's top 3. And I switched to Valkanite. I'm like, this bitch sucks. And then, and I was mad. I was like, you all tell me she's top tier. And I mean, I know she's top tier, but none of you want to play her. Well, if she's that good, you all should play her if she's that fucking broken and easy, right? And then I switched to Valkenheim, and then, you know, then I had a really good relationship with my friend Valkenheim. A surprisingly good relationship with my friend Valkenheim. I got my motivation back for BlazBlue, and it was good. But number 2 actually would be, don't use Twitter when you're mad. Please don't. There's a moment in the FGC film where I lose to Nakio actually. He eliminates me in like a nail biter set. Right? Basically, when I look back at that set, the winner of that just gets Evo top 8, I think, with that momentum, because that was such a heavy set. Nakio got top 8 that year in Evo for BlazBlue after beating me. He won a couple more sets. He beat Tsuchikawa, and he beat Banana Can as well. Really, really good run. But when I lost, I got booed by the entire crowd, hating on your boy. And they're cheering, Lychee sucks! Lychee sucks! Because that's what I said. And Nakio played Nakio stuck with Lychee. I said I couldn't do it. So the real number 2 thing, though, before I thought of the Twitter thing, of course, is to get your combos down ASAP. Combos actually are really important, despite me like talking about how much I don't like them in Dragon Ball. But a lot of it comes from I keep like learning new characters and shit. Now that I'm not in a character crisis, I'm like good, but when I'm in like character crisis time, it's like just pain. And like for a new player, learning your combos makes you immediately more threatening, because your opponent can't do anything about you. Once you hit them, if the game has a burst, then they have that. But if they don't have a burst, then like you're just doing damage to them. So like having good combos quickly just helps you, like exponentially helps you. Now the one thing is though that you don't want to get too lost in the sauce and go for like crazy shit. You just want to do like reasonably good, like close to optimal, consistent damage. That's what you're going for. It doesn't matter how good you are if you have combos. Like, if you're not good, you become immediately way better just because when you hit them, you do more damage. So that one's a really big one for me. You don't want to pull a Kane and drop all the combos. So when he played me in tournament, he dropped no combos. Like they all told me, don't worry, he drops a lot of combos, so you'll be fine. And he dropped no combos. I was like, side piece of advice? Damn, it's supposed to be 5 things, but it's just stakes. Side piece of advice: never, ever, 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 ever listen to what people say about a player. Ever. Because there is no guarantee that person is going to play you the way that person who gave you the advice tells you they play. Ever, ever, ever. Ever. I have taken L's for sure because I've listened to people say this person plays like this multiple times. I can think of relatively recent examples too, by the way. Never, ever, 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 ever. Don't do it. It's bad, bro. There's like a handful of people on this planet who could tell you how to play people. So I remember at Season 2 LCQ, I was gonna play fucking Kaiden. So before then, I've only met Kaiden one time, aka I've met Kaiden twice in tournament ever, right? The first time I beat Kaiden. The second time he beat me. And a really big, of course he's a really good player, but a really big factor is that right before, someone was like, yo, Kaiden, he's gonna fucking stupid dash at you, bro. And I just fucking listened to them like an idiot. And I knew that I don't listen to people. And I was like, you know, I don't play Kaiden like that. So like, you know, thanks for the tip. The whole game, if you go back and watch me versus Kaiden again, you can tell that the whole set, I'm looking for Super Dash. The whole set, he just doesn't do it. The entire set, he does not Super Dash at me. Like, he might Super Dash at me once. Maybe the whole set in like 2 games. Or 3 games. I think it's like 2-1 set, maybe. It's either 2-1 or 2-0 set. The first one's 2-1, but I don't remember the second one. There are very few players who can actually give you like good advice about how a specific person plays. Very, very few. Very few. That's side advice. I did not put that on that list. You just reminded me of it. Okay. So number 3 is don't do things just to hit people. Do fucking mix-ups. You guys know what I mean. I feel like I've talked about this on stream before, this one. But I think past LK, I think I learned this one pretty quickly actually. This is more like a net player call out kind of thing than anything else. Don't do stuff just to hit people. Do stuff that are mix-ups. This game is a really good example because there's a bunch of moves that like you could just do that will definitely hit people online, but it won't hit people offline. This is something I learned from BlazBlue. Don't do stuff just to hit people. Do mix-ups that you know will actually hit people in any context, because that will make your offense more solid overall in the long run. Because again, like I'm talking to my past self who's trying to like I want to be the best, like some young Ash Ketchum shit. Dragon Ball is a really good example too, because there's this and there's this, and like, you know, you'll watch like high level tournament play and people get hit by this and this, but then if you watch like really good player versus like pools guy and the strong player just defends everything, it's because the weaker player hasn't structured their game around like enforcing those things. Mofo spamming Broly to 1-4-M, reactable, but you gotta play a good Broly, dude. This move right here that was a huge thing about like, so I mean, he was in the stream before, the boy Danny, right? The boy Danny. So what I noticed while I was playing him, like, you know, my offense with Broly is structured so I can see how people like to defend Broly. So he likes to do a lot of like delayed super dash, and this is a 24 frame grab. So to enforce my grab situation, what do I do? Besides using my assists, right? Besides like doing this shit, which is bullshit, I do a lot of like, you know, adding duration, adding delays, doing a lot of like this, like trying to like mess with his timing, like on purpose, like basically like not grabbing, but also doing offense to mess with his timing and keep me at like a general advantage. And then like once I'm pretty sure that he won't do something, or I have my assist available, I go for it. And then like if you're adding like this, if you're doing like a bunch of these and they're not mashing, and you slide in like over too fast. This thing is tough because, you know, every button is a 50-50, which is not, but it is. But at the same time, it's like if you're doing this to hit people, not only is your opponent going to defend it really consistently, but they're also going to say shit like, yeah, that's just not that bad, it's reactable, blah blah blah. When you play against someone who knows how to structure it really well and counter your defense and like enforce their offense in a meaningful way, then you're just like, fuck. Like, fuck. And then that's what you want to do. This is also why we want to do 50-50s and not other things that aren't 50-50s. Okay, the fourth one I said is play stick earlier. Play stick now, actually, it should say. Get rid of your controller right now and play stick right now. It's not play hitbox, no. It's play stick faster. You gotta think, I tried to compete in SBO and stuff, and I went to Japan a bunch of times, so you can't play hitbox at those type of events. So I don't think hitbox existed when I started fighting games, to be honest. It's so back in the day, there was a really good, relatively inexpensive option. I was a broke college kid though, so Master Chibi hooked me up. But they used to have a PS1 Namco sticks, and these sticks were fucking godlike. They were so good, and they're only like the Namco PS1 stick is by far the best budget stick that has ever been made, ever. They have not surpassed it. Now you gotta drop like $200, or you gotta wait for a deal so you can get one for like $120, or you buy a budget stick and you just pay like $40 for parts, so you could get one for like $100. CrossUp had pre-orders, but I missed the initial pre-order because I wasn't home, so I didn't see when it went live. It'd be like that. For Guilty Gear, we don't need a cross-up. Actually, for Dragon Ball, we would need a cross-up. But for Guilty Gear, I don't think you need a cross-up, because that game has a dash macro and some other stuff, so... And the last one. What do you guys think the last one is? Number 5. Big numero 5. Don't drink during top 8. Not bad, but not under. Don't get too attached to a character or team. That's not bad either. Oh, take an anxiety shit is a pretty good one. That's a pretty good one. The last one is actually is actually way simpler than you think. It's just believe in yourself more. It's something like I don't think I really had like confidence in my play like the whole time I've been playing fighting games. It's lame, but like it would be nice for beginner me with like no support to like have that. You know what I mean? I could definitely find sets, and I could tell you that I'm thinking the whole time while I'm playing the tournament and winning that I'm garbage. Like straight up, like in grand finals, playing the other guy, like on tournament point, thinking I'm bad while I'm playing them, like thinking about how bad I am while I'm playing them. When do you start to feel confident in your performance? I don't really feel that confident now, but I think the difference is that like I am better at not talking myself down while I'm playing, which is important. There's an energy in fighting games of like, oh, I'm gonna fuck him. I don't care who you are. I don't care where you're from. Oh, fuck you up, man. Fuck you up. This is my house, right? There's like, that's like a really big energy in fighting games. And honestly, like being on the receiving end of that, I'm just like, sorry, like good luck, like, that's cool and all, but like that will like really fuck with you a little bit if you get too into that, you know. So for me, believing myself is like you can think that you're bad after the set. Like while you're playing the set, like just play the set. Just be in the set, and just, you know, you practice, you prepared as much as you could, like, and then you just play, and whatever happens happens. What are the ways you can get better at believing in your gameplay? I mean, for me, the real thing is just like while I'm playing, no, like keep the negative talk down. That's all. That's really it.